what does being calm look like and mean to you? This is a very interesting question because meaning is different for everyone, right? So each one of us have different meanings. So first, a lot of us think being calm at a certain, so we have, most likely a common picture of what being calm means, right? So being calm and, like someone who is, not easily excitable, or someone who is not easily, like shaken up, and they just move through the world like very zen. That person is quite calm. So we have that idea, right? So this person is calm, and then the body, you can see that their body is, like, I think every one of us, well, most of us would have a good idea of what calmness feels like. Our shoulders will definitely be, like down. It's not like this, it's not scrunched up. Typically when we are anxious and we're feeling kind of like, fearful, then our shoulders are up and scrunched, like very tight. But when we are calm, our shoulders actually, like just down there and relaxed. And so that's kind of like majority of people will have that picture of someone who is calm, right? But to me, my meaning behind being calm has become so powerful in the past 3 4 years. So I am a believer of and a practitioner of law of attraction. And some of you might have heard of this before, like, law of attraction. And one of the key lessons that I've learned from law of attraction, in order to attract things that we want, we basically need to put ourselves in the moment or in the future when we actually have what we want. So let's say, for example, you want $1 million. So I want to be a millionaire. I use that example because it's very easy to understand. It's common. So if you want to be a millionaire, and let's say, and if you're listening to this, I want you to imagine yourself achieving that. Like you have achieved that. You check your bank account, and when you open your bank account, and then you see you have $1 million, US dollars, Singapore dollars, whatever you want, right? So when you see that $1 million, how do you feel? So most likely you have this sense of happiness, sense of relief, because a lot of times, majority of people in the world, maybe 80 90% of people in the world, we need to work in order to get $1 million, like, and that's our perception of it. And so once we receive that $1 million, then we will feel like, wow, I finally achieved it, my dream of becoming a millionaire and having $1 million. And so what happens is that we feel relaxed, we feel happy, all these emotions. And what I learned from law of attraction is that calmness, feeling calm, is one of the key ingredients, one of the key emotions in attracting things that we want. And so when I learned that, then the meaning of calmness for me became so powerful, right? Now I try as much as possible to always stay calm, because then I attract what I want in life. Is mindfulness always focusing on the present and non-judging? Yes. The shortest answer is yes. I explained already that the main definition of mindfulness is really creating that awareness for us to be in the present moment. So non-judging, I love this. Let me share more on that. So now that we are present, one of the things that is the effect when we practice mindfulness or when we practice meditation is that now that we can start to observe. By the way, I want to like clarify this because I remember some of my students before, when I was like, teaching, they were asking me about meditation. And so one particular question is always, like standing up, they always ask this question: is the purpose of meditation, to quiet the mind? And in essence, meditations is not supposed to quiet your mind. Meditation is actually helping you practice and strengthen your mind to not listen to, your crazy mind, your the little voices that you hear. And if I were to compare it to, something that a lot of people would understand, when we want to build muscles, what we want, a very, nice body, big muscles, we actually go to the gym, right? So we go to the gym, And then we go and exercise, we lift weights, and the muscles become better, right? Meditation is like going to the gym, but for your mind. And so that's what it does. So you train your mind to become stronger and stronger. And, your mind doesn't become quiet. It's just you're able to manage your mind so that it is not too noisy and you're not entertaining that little voice, right? So I want to clarify that when it comes to meditation, because I think people have a wrong perception or wrong expectation from meditation. So some of the people that I meet, they stop meditation because they feel it's not working. So it's not supposed to be like that. So it's supposed to just train your mind so that your mind will be stronger. Okay, so let's go back to the question. So non-judging. So when we are meditating, for example, then the main exercise that we are doing when we are meditating, or what we are being mindful of, is we start to notice what is actually happening inside our mind. So whether you hear the voices, or maybe you see pictures, or you see a movie, whatever is happening inside your mind, what we are practicing when we are being mindful or when we are meditating is we start to observe it. We start to separate ourselves from what is happening inside, right? And which is very interesting, because I started talking about the little voice, right? So because I'm very auditory, so I can relate a lot with when it comes to voice. So when I started learning about mindfulness, so they started talking about little voice. And so one key distinction is that if you can hear the little voice, then who is listening? So who is the little voice and who is listening? So that was mind boggling to me. It's like, yeah, oh my God, am I crazy? Is there a lot of personalities inside my head? So one is talking and then one is listening. But that's exactly it. Like there is this other self that we have, which is the one that is observing, which is the one that is listening. So that's the fascinating thing, right? So our mind, there is that part of our mind that is very noisy, and then blah, 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 going to the past, going to the future, going to the past, going to the future. And then there's a part of our mind that is just observing. So it's like the boss, like how bosses just observe things and then like strategizes. So that is a part of our mind. So that part is the one that you want to develop, because that part just observes, it doesn't judge, right? So that's one of the benefits when you practice mindfulness or when you practice meditation. And then you start to just become very, very good at noticing, very good at observing, not only inside, but also outside, right? And so that's one of the main purpose of mindfulness as well.
Oh, hey there. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And remember to click the bell button so you get updated of the new videos. See you in the next one.